All right, so I just want to talk to you guys really quickly about thank you letters. And this will be a very short video because it's not a complicated process. It's not anything that needs to be incredibly difficult. It really is just kind of a genuine way to express your gratitude for any assistance that you've gotten from somebody, for an interview that you got to do with a firm, whatever the case may be. We're just trying to convey that gratitude and also set yourself apart from some of your fellow students. Remember, these firms that you talk to at the career fair and all that, they talk to 114 other students just that day, right? Not just you. So find a way to set yourself aside from everybody else. Put yourself apart from all your peers. So it really is such an important part of the job search process, a part of the interview process, especially now for the employers because they know we have this class. And so a lot of them are expecting to get some kind of thank you letter, and they're looking for that. If you watch Bob Helm, the Bob Helm presentation that I posted for you guys in the guest speakers folder, he talks about getting letters from students and from people that he's interviewed, and what a difference that makes in his decision-making process on whether or not to hire somebody. So it really can make the difference between you getting the job offer and you not getting the job offer. I know my wife, she is a manager where she works and she does the hiring, and she has told me that in the past they'll have two candidates that they really, really like, and one candidate sends them a thank you letter or an email saying, thank you for the interview, I appreciate it, I enjoyed the time, and that is the person that gets hired because they're expressing enthusiasm for the job, they're expressing an actual legitimate interest in the job, and so it just set them apart, right? The other person was equally qualified. They liked both of them, but they end up hiring the one that expressed a little more enthusiasm, right? So you really just want to be writing your thank you letters to recruiters, other accounting professionals that you met at the career fair in particular, or professionals that you met at the Resume Cafe. Those are going to be excellent subjects to write your thank you letters to. Also, faculty is good here on campus as well. I know that a lot of the faculty really takes the time to help students with this job search process. So it is not inappropriate to write a thank you letter to a faculty member that's helped you. Somebody at the Career Center that helped you get signed in, that helped you get sat down for your resume review, all of that good stuff. Now, the one thing here is that we tell you, you need to write these within 24 hours of the interaction. Obviously, with the way this class is paced in the fall, that's not always possible for you guys, at least with this assignment. But I think the employers kind of expect that. And right now is actually a really good time to start thinking about writing these letters because those of you that are going to be interviewed in this earlier round of interviewing have probably already gotten requests for interviews. I think they start interviews on campus next week. So keep that in mind. Make some mental notes or some actual notes while you're interviewing about things that you'd like to mention in your letter. And send that within, I would get it written and sent that day after the interview. So really, what are we talking about? Are we talking about a handwritten letter? Are we talking about a thank you card? Are we talking about an email? It's kind of all of the above. It really just depends. If I wanted to send a little less personal one, I would just send an email and use kind of the same template for all the emails. A little more personal would be something like a handwritten thank you card. You don't have as much room to kind of express your enthusiasm there, but it still makes a meaningful impact. I think when employers see those cards and they get those cards in their office, it makes an impact. It helps them remember you, right? The third and last option really is to handwrite a letter, to actually handwrite a letter. There is absolutely nothing wrong with doing this. In fact, if you watch, again, the Bob Helm video that we did, the presentation that he did, he goes into a little bit of detail about this, and he said, and he's an old school guy. He's been in accounting since the 80s, and he still likes to get an actual physical letter. He still likes to get a phone call telling him thank you for the interview. So these are all things that you can do to express your enthusiasm and your gratitude for these employers or for maybe somebody else that's helped you out. Try to keep it to 2 to 3 short paragraphs. You definitely just want to show your enthusiasm for the organization or your gratitude, your appreciation for their help. Address them by name. You definitely want to address them by name. Show them that you paid enough attention to know their name, right? You're going to want to refer to your interaction with them specifically. Don't make it so general that it could have been anybody that you interacted with. And the way that you can do that is to mention one or two topics that you discussed while you were having that conversation or while you were interacting. You'll want to end it with a courteous closing and communicate to them. And this is the big thing. Communicate to them that you hope to hear from them soon, or that you're looking forward to working with them in the future. That kind of just plants the seed, right? That it's almost like you've already got the job. And it's kind of just a call to action on their part. It's saying, hey, I'm kind of expecting a response from you. I know that one of the most frustrating parts of doing job interviews and the interview process is just not hearing back, right? As somebody that's interviewed and you don't hear back from that employer, it's like, well, are they just taking their time and still interviewing candidates, or am I not getting the job? So just let them know that you kind of expect to hear back from them. And that's really it for thank you letters. There's nothing incredibly difficult about them. Just make sure that you're sending them. The assignment is out there for you to look at. Use this format here, your date, your name, all that good stuff, and use a block format. We use block format in professional writing. We don't indent paragraphs or anything like that. So this format here that you see on the left-hand side of this presentation is exactly what you will want to do. If you got any more questions or concerns, give me a call. Or not give me a call, obviously, but contact me through email or whatever the case is.